Hello and what's up, Face-Off fanatics? Welcome back once again to the Movie Trivia Face-Off. You are blessed, you are overjoyed to be joining me, the Elk, here on the desk. We've got an amazing Geektacular match coming up for you. And in addition to me, although that should be enough for anybody, we've got a great co-host here on the desk today. I am pleased to welcome Mark the Maniac Kamayer. Mark, we've got Nazario Montenegro, came this close to winning the title, and we've got his opponent today, Kaleb Koho, well known in the fan leagues. These two will not be the last time they're facing off, but this could be a preview of things to come. What do you think we're in for today?
The night is dark and full of terrors, but in the League of Shadows, the shadows are security. That's what I'm doing here today, Elk. I'm representing the League of Shadows, the best faction in the Movie Trivia Face-Off, albeit even the Geek division. So it'll be interesting to see how one player who claims to not be so great in the Geek realm faces off against a child with blue hair. So I'm assuming he knows Geek things. This will be an interesting matchup.
Absolutely. Two very strong competitors, even if this is not their field of expertise, looking to see a lot of correct answers come up on the board today. So here we sit at the desk, joining you, our wonderful Face-Off fans. I represent what's left of the dollhouse. My man Mark representing the League of Shadows. But what do our competitors represent? Let's go ahead and hear from them in our pre-match interviews right now.
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
We're back in the MTFO for the first time in 3 months, I think.
Yeah.
So, Geektacular. Not that great. But I will still say that when you know all the moves, you kind of end up knowing size, so it can work out. Besides, I already beat Nico, so what can Koho do?
Yeah, and hey, maybe you gotta go to the future to beat him, but you're gonna beat him.
Maybe I can beat him twice because we're playing singles too. Apparently, I have to go through him now to get back to Jake, which makes no sense to me. But, well, whatever. Let's just go. Blockbuster, where's your shirt?
Okay, Koho, you're here. You're ready to play. It's Geek. This is your realm. This is your domain. You are here. You're ready to go. I am just here to be confident because you're the best and you're going to win this. You're usually my manager. I have to manage you now. This is a different situation for me, but that's okay.
I have a question. Who am I playing?
You know the guy who like always buys toys? He's
Nico? I thought, what? Why'd I gotta play Nico?
No, it's Nazario. We like Nazario.
Oh, Nazario?
Yeah.
I mean, he's nice, but I beat him twice already. Like, I already beat him in Phantom this year. I beat Mike already. Like, I mean, we gotta do this again? I mean, all right, fine. It's his funeral. Look, Nazario, you're cool. Mike, you're cool. I already graffitied your last Blockbuster video in Portland. I'm not afraid to burn it down if you don't stop pushing me here. So if I gotta beat you here and then I gotta beat you in singles, Nazario, I'll do what I gotta do. I've never lost singles. I'm not about to start losing to you then. And my only loss here is Robert. I'm not about to start losing to people not named Robert Parker now. So let's go ahead and let's do this.
All right, Mark, what about that? We've got both our competitors fired up, ready to burn the Blockbuster to the ground, and both of them talking about that match coming up as well. You've got Jake Marangoni sitting on top of the mountain of the Movie Trivia Face-Off. It's like these guys both came to the same event, and now they're chasing after the same girl, or in this case, the same title. Awkward, am I right, Mark?
I mean, how many parts of the story must go on? They've played each other, what, 3 times, 4 times? They're going to play each other again? What's going on here? Well, this is what I'm talking about, Elk. There is a conspiracy going on around here. I don't like it. I don't like what's going on, but maybe this will be the final chapter in this particular section of the story. I don't know. Let's find out.
Yes, let's go ahead and find out. Face-Off fanatics, we are not going to make you wait very long, but real quick, before we get started, we need to know what our competitors can do in that ring, which is why we're going to take it to the tail of the tape. Let's bring that up right now. Looking at the tail of the tape, Mark, I'm seeing number 19, Nazario Montenegro, not really representative as a rank with a 1-0 record, but I'm sure he's looking to move up today. Number 8, Kaleb, the Mad King Koho, with a 1-1 record and some pretty impressive stats across the board on both of these gentlemen, looking like with the matches under their belt so far, Nazario takes the very small advantage in round 1, but that round 2 percentage, 40% for Nazario, 90% for the Mad King, and the Mad King 100% on steals. Look out for that wheel round. I think that's going to be a decision maker today.
I absolutely think the round 2 section of this match is going to be everything. This could be detrimental to Nazario, or it could be his saving grace. But as you say, Koho is a good at the steals. So if he steals, this might be over before it even begins.
That's right. The match hasn't even begun. We've got lying, we've got cheating, we've got stealing, and we've got some real excitement coming your way. I personally cannot wait to get into this one. Let's go ahead and do that. Mark, are you ready?
Oh, born ready.
And I am always ready. So Face Off fans, let's get right into it and bring in your competitors. Introducing first, the number 18 ranked competitor, being accompanied by his manager. He represents Blockbuster Video. He is Mr. VHS Nazario Montenegro.
Like terrible.
All right, Nazario is here. He looks fired up, and we will introduce his opponent. Making his way to the ring, the number 8 ranked competitor with a 1-1 record, also being accompanied by his manager. He is the one and only Mad King, Kaleb Koho.
How you doing, Ozzy? You looking for Sharon over there? What are you doing? What are you doing here?
Is the child talking to me? Because he needs to focus on his match and not about this beautiful face.
Beautiful is an overstatement. Okay.
You wish.
All right, we are getting fashion digs from a man wearing a crown. Always very smart. And we are ready to get into this matchup. If, of course, the most important question can be answered by both of our competitors. Kaleb, we'll go to you first. Are you ready?
Born ready.
All right. Came out of the womb answering trivia questions. Nazario, are you ready? I will take that as an eh. Let's go ahead and get into it, gentlemen. We're going to start you off with round number 1. You're both very familiar, but just in case for all our fans out there, here are the rules for round number 1. In round number 1 in the movie trivia face-off Geektacular division, each competitor will be asked 10 questions from various Geektacular categories. Each question will be worth 1 point. There is no stealing in this round, so feel free to put up those incorrect answers. It's not going to matter. Your opponent cannot take that point off of you. Once you are asked a question, you will have approximately 15 seconds to answer the question. Once we have finished our countdown and asked for you by name, please show your whiteboard to the camera and verbalize your answer at the same time. Please keep your hands in view of the screen at all times while questions are being asked during the whiteboard round. Each competitor throughout the course of this match will, of course, have 1 challenge to use if they feel a question has been written incorrectly in some way, that there's something wrong with the wording or something that was incorrect about our decision. If your challenge is upheld, you will keep it for the rest of the match. If it is overturned, you will lose your challenge and not be able to use it again. And 3 repeats. If you did not hear a question or just want an extra 15 seconds, please use a JTE named after famed Ecuadorian zoo visitor Josh Tapia. And with the rules out of the way for you, gentlemen, you are ready. Mark is ready. So why don't we throw it right over to the maniac for question number 1.
Your first question comes in the category of Middle Earth. In The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, who plays Bard?
Now, is it Smaug or Smog or Smaug?
I have been chastised many times for just calling it Smog, so we're just going to go ahead and emphasize the Smaug.
All right, gentlemen, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pens down.
And we will start with Kaleb Koho.
Luke Evans.
Luke Evans and Nazario. Luke Evans is correct. We got 1 point on the board.
That's right. Both competitors starting off correctly. So far, perfect rounds for both, although there's some more questions to go, including this one, your second question. In the world of MCU. In the first Iron Man, what is the name of the terrorist organization that kidnaps Iron Man? That's a tough job kidnapping Iron Man, but I guess he hadn't finished the suit just yet.
You can kidnap the man before the iron. It's a much easier task.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. We go to Nazario.
The 10 Rings.
And Caleb.
The 10 Rings.
The 10 Rings is correct. 2-2. Well done so far, boys.
Tie game. Your third question comes in the world of DC. Simply DC. In Batman Begins, by what name does Ra's or Ra's al Ghul introduce himself to Bruce?
Now, I rarely repeat myself, Mark, but is it Raish or Rosh or Smaug? I can never figure this out.
I think it's one thing, but if you're Christopher Nolan, you don't care, and you call it what you want.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
And Caleb.
Ducard or Henry Ducard?
And Nazario?
Ducard.
We will accept Ducard. Henry Ducard is also correct.
Henri Ducard. Good point for both gentlemen. Doing very well so far. Let's keep it up. Very good round one. As we get into question number 4, gentlemen, the category is Star Wars. And your question: what is the name of the only planet the first Death Star destroys?
Now, be honest with me, Elk. You have a nickname called the Death Star somewhere on your body. You get back to me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's see if they were looking in Alderaan places.
Ha!
All right, let's go to Nazario.
Alderaan.
That is obviously correct. And Caleb.
Alderaan.
Alderaan, the correct answer. 2 more big points. Neither man blinking. Great first round so far.
Perfect so far. Let's see if they can keep it up with the next category of scores and soundtracks. Let's see how musical your tastes actually are. Who composed the score for Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Now, scores and soundtracks, not my favorite category, but certainly something I have a lot of affinity for in real life. Mark, what's your favorite band? Because I know definitely who mine is.
Favorite band of all time? That's a very, very hard one, but I am very partial to the Deftones.
All right, handling a very, very hard one is Mark Kamier. 5.
You heard it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
All right, and we start, I think, with Caleb.
Christoph Beck.
Christoph Beck. Nazario?
Nope.
A nope, and Christoph Beck is the answer we're looking for.
And that is the first miss on the board. That is a total of 10 available points. 9 of them scored so far. Both players doing very well. Caleb maintaining his perfect round halfway through. Your 6th question, gentlemen, is in the category of Marvel. In X-Men, what 2 mutants save Logan and Rogue from Sabretooth on the road? We are looking for 2 names.
Rogue, the best social distancing champion ever alive.
Yeah, she has to have a lot of practice staying in. When the virus hits, she just goes, well, another Friday.
It's the no touching thing. I mean, she's just no one compares.
Yes, she's a bad date, but great in a pandemic situation. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Or a great date.
1. Will not touch that one. Neither will she.
Neither will
Heads are
she.
down, and we go to Nazario.
Cyclops and Storm.
Cyclops and Storm, the correct answer to keep him on the board. And Caleb,
Cyclops and Storm.
correct, still perfect through 6.
And lucky number 7, here we go with the category of heroes and villains. In Ready Player One, what MCU actor plays the main villain, Mr. Sorrento?
Now, I'm just going to keep doing this until it gets really funny. You know, is it Seven or Slevin or Seven? I'm not sure. The
Bad
pronunciation
elk. Bad
humor.
elk.
Gentlemen, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
And they look like they're ready. Koho, what do you got?
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn and Nazario.
Mendelssohn.
Ben Mendelsohn is correct because he is always a villain.
All right, and gentlemen, continuing on into question number 8, your category, the Wizarding World. We simply need to know, gentlemen, in what Hogwarts house is Cedric Diggory in the Goblet of Fire?
Would you consider the elk to be your Patronus, Andrew?
I mean, I think the elk is everyone else's Patronus. I'm the one that chases the bad dreams away for all the face-off fanatics out there.
You're a Dementor, I see.
Demented, Dementor, it doesn't matter. What does matter is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, Nazario.
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor is not the correct answer. Does Kaleb have it?
It's Hufflepuff.
It is, in fact, Hufflepuff for another big point and a maintenance of his perfect round. Only 2 more questions to go to get that big bonus question.
Now we dip into a galaxy far, far away. No, wait, no, we don't. It is Star Trek.
I mean, I'm sure there's some galaxies far, far away in Star Trek.
So many galaxies. But on what Star Trek movie do we see the character of Sarek for the first time?
I mean, I'm not entirely sure. I know how litigious Disney can be, and now with Galaxy's Edge, maybe Star Trek can't use that word anymore.
The word galaxy, they can't use that word.
I mean, we've seen worse copyright lawsuits, haven't we?
I mean, but isn't galaxy part of the, free reign? Isn't that,
Fair use indeed, gentlemen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And pins down, and Kaleb.
Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock.
Nazario.
The Final Frontier.
Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock is correct, and Koho holds on to the lead.
All right. Very well performed by both gentlemen. Nazario still sitting at a very respectable score, but he is falling behind. He wants to catch up here, and he's really hoping that Kaleb misses because, as always, if this question is answered correctly by Kaleb, he will receive a bonus question asked only to him. Gentlemen, your 10th, and for one of you, ultimate, one of you possibly penultimate question in round number 1 is in DCEU. In Shazam! I think you have to yell it. There's an exclamation mark. Dr. Savannah is traveling on a car as a kid with his father and who else? I believe he's traveling in the car, not on the car, although it is a
he's on
superhero
top of it. I think is he on top of it? Because, it's a troubling relationship between the father and him.
It is a very, very quick scene, but if his father did strap him to the roof of the car, I can see why he doesn't like him very much. Gentlemen, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No repeats. Pens are down. Nazario, what have you got?
His brother.
His brother is correct. Kaleb for the perfect round number 1.
His brother.
And there it is.
A family affair, and it's a perfect 10 points up for Kaleb, the McCain Koho. Gotta love when you have a round like that, Kaleb. But the round is not over, as Mark Kamar will be asking you a bonus question. You do not need to write this one down.
Just verbalize it, but your category will be Chronicles of Narnia. So then, what type of animal does Peter kill with his sword in his first fight as a warrior of Aslan? There are so many animals.
I believe it's a bear.
Bear is incorrect. We were looking for a wolf.
Okay.
For a wolf.
Chronicles of Narnia, one of those new categories here in Geektacular. We've got some more movies for all of you competitors to study, and you see how even a competitor like Kaleb Koho can go 10 points up and still miss a question in Chronicles of Narnia. That being said, incredible first round from both of our competitors. 7 points in any regular match is a very high watermark to set, But when you're going up against Kaleb Koho and he puts 10 up and 10 down, that strike in the first round could spell the end of everything. But we said before the match, Mark, that we thought round number 2 may be our deciding factor. And boy, am I excited, because here we are now. We're getting into round number 2, gentlemen, the wheel round. Your rules for round number 2, gentlemen, will be as follows. Each competitor will receive a spin of the category wheel. Once you land on a category, you may either opt to keep it or elect to spin again, unless you land on opponent's choice, in which case you must take the category given to you by your opponent. You will only get 1 respin. You will also receive a free respin if it lands on a category that has already been selected by your opponent. We will give you 5 questions from the category you spin. Each of those questions will begin worth 2 points. Should you not know the answer, you have the option to opt for multiple choice, reducing the value of the question to 1 point. Steals are live in this round. That means, gentlemen, if you miss a question or give an incorrect answer or just fail to answer in the 15 seconds, your opponent will have a chance to answer at the current point value and take those points from you should they get it right. Each of you still has all 3 repeats on the board. Each of you still has your challenge, and your wheel for round number 2 will contain the categories of DC, Star Wars, MCU, Back to the Future, DCEU, Star Trek, Wizarding World, Middle Earth, Pirates of the Caribbean, Marvel, and of course, our good friend Spinner's Choice and our horrible enemy Opponent's Choice. Kaleb Koho, you are in the lead at this time with a score of 10 points. Would you like to go first, or would you prefer to defer to the videotape?
I'd like to speak to my manager first before I make a decision.
We can absolutely do that. Manager coming in.
Okay, Boat. I don't hate this wheel. There's some things on here that I would rather see if he can take it off for me first. Or do you think I go for it?
I think you defer.
All right, we'll go second.
All right, we are going to the tape. Mr. VHS, Nazario Montenegro, the spin is yours. Please, at your ready.
I must say that is a beautiful wheel with all its respective logos. It's great.
With those lovely colors. Is it a beautiful category for Nazario? It will be the Wizarding World.
How you feeling about this?
I did just miss where Cedric Diggory was.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
I would say spin. Yeah.
Yeah, let's spin again.
All right, spinning again. That had to be an awkward conversation in the Hufflepuff House Hall. Hey, kids, turns out Cedric got bodied. All right, and it's on one of our brand new categories, Disney Pirates of the Caribbean. Hope your Disney Plus is in and your subscription paid up, because if you've been watching, these questions could be good for you. If not, they may spell your doom. This will be your category, Pirates of the Caribbean. And Mark, would you like to ask the questions to Nazario, or should I take these?
I will. I'll go ahead and ask these, and it would behoove Mr. Nazario to maybe not miss these. Just putting that out there.
You know, that's a novel strategy on all of our competitors that you just don't want to miss.
All right, in Pirates of the Caribbean, Nazario, are you ready for your questions?
Definitely.
Here we go. Question 1. What method do Will and Jack use to sneak aboard and steal a ship after
escaping prison in the first Pirates film?
There it is. Yeah, well, I don't know why it's...
I'm going to fix that for you, Mark. You go right ahead.
Cool.
You can go ahead and read it again if you'd like. There were
Okay. I didn't. So, technical repeat. Here you go. What method do Will and Jack use to sneak aboard and steal a ship after escaping prison in the first Pirates of the Caribbean film?
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choices are A, swing aboard, B, cling to the underside, C, set off fireworks as a distraction, or D, use a boat to walk underwater.
All of these, very exciting. Sounds like something you could see in a Pirates film.
It's very
Let's
piratey.
put the fireworks.
He's going with the fireworks.
Fireworks, that is incorrect, unfortunately. And Kaleb, for your 1 point steal, I'm going to give you the options again. A, swing aboard. B, cling to the underside. C, set off fireworks as a distraction. Or D, use a boat to walk underwater.
D.
It is D. That is a 1-point steal.
Indeed, good steal for Caleb.
All right. Nazario, your second question. In Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, Tia Dalma is secretly the sea god named what?
I mean, all these naming conventions nowadays, I got to tell you, Mark, I'm not very PC, but when someone comes up to me and says, you didn't address me by my god name, I'm just like, come on, we're getting silly now.
I'll give you that one. That was good.
I agree. I agree with you. And so many thoughts. You said multiple choice, Nazario?
Yes.
All right. And that should be a sea goddess, by the way. But A, Nereids, B, Samba, C, Calypso, or D, Poseidon?
Calypso.
Calypso is correct. That's a 1 point for Nazario. And your third question. Henry Turner's nav ship comes across the wreck of what vessel in the Devil's Triangle in the film Dead Men Tell No Tales?
Good point on the board for Nazario on that last one. He is making some headway, but with that steal up, he's really going to want to get some more points, possibly a 2 in here.
Yeah, really, because I don't think I can understand.
That is a repeat for Nazario.
Yeah, your question is, Henry Turner's ship comes across the wreck of what vessel in the Devil's Triangle in the film Dead Men Tell No Tales?
Taking his time, thinking it through,
Could be a
possibly
smart-
hoping to get that big 2 points.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Ship names are hard. A, the Bloody Mary. B, the Silent Cutter. C, the Bloody Cutter. Or D, the Silent Mary. That is hilarious.
What? Repeat the options.
He gets one free repeat of the options.
One free, here you go. A, Bloody Mary. B, the Silent Cutter. C, the Bloody Cutter. Or D, the Silent Mary.
Now, are you a Bloody Mary guy, Mark? For me, when it comes to alcohol in the morning, I say just skip all the fancy stuff and go straight to the scotch in a glass.
Yeah, I don't do Bloody Marys. I'm not a basic white lady.
I am, girl.
I'm thinking one of those is kind of like a witch. Another one is a boat from the last one. So let's
5,
just go with C.
4.
You went with C, and that is incorrect. So, Koho, I will give you the options one more time. A, the Bloody Mary. B, the Silent Cutter. C, the Bloody Cutter. Or D, the Silent Mary.
It's D, the Silent Mary.
It is indeed. She is so silent.
I thought that was the one from the last movie.
Queen's Anne's Revenge is the one from the last one.
Ah,
Well. Looks like Caleb's been doing his pirate studying. Well done on that.
Someone's
steal.
got Disney Plus. Goody.
Yes, we all
And
heard from David Garcia.
your fourth question, Nazario. Who directed Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides?
Rob Marshall.
Rob Marshall is correct, and that is 2 points. 2 points. He needed those 2 points.
Him up just within striking distance, 10 to 12, I'm sorry, as he comes into his last question in this round.
And your final question. What actor portrays Bootstrap Bill Turner in the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest?
Stellan Skarsgård.
Stellan Skarsgård's Swedish legend himself. Correct, for 2 points.
It is the man Stellar Skateboard for the correct answer. He gets 2 big points, ties it up with Caleb, and that is a good thing, getting tied up with your opponent in the wheel round, but not such a good thing when your opponent still has that spin coming up. Potential for a lot of damage here by Caleb, and we've already seen what round 2 can do. Will those steals come back and bring Nazario back into this game? Will he just not pull off the answers, or will he sweep his way through and put Nazario in a very uncomfortable situation, like the back of a Volkswagen? We'll find out right now. Bring up that wheel. At your will, Caleb.
Make it so.
Sounds to me like he wants Star Trek. Well, let's see if he gets his wish.
Or he just watched the season finale of Picard. It's coming too. Another flying vehicle. Back to the Future. Back to the Future.
We probably need to respin that. Let's go again.
Spinning
You heard it
again.
here. Kaleb Koho
Spinning
hates
away.
Canadian treasures like Michael J. Fox. How do you feel about that, Elk?
I just feel like this is the kind of guy who does not like Huey Lewis and the news.
And Marvel.
Let's do it. That's
All
fine.
right, you can run with this. That's
You
fine.
have to do it.
Caleb says, let's do it. Yeah, I was going to say, Mark, let's do it is an interesting thing to say when you have no choice whatsoever. But
Exactly.
hey, Caleb, I'll refer to you. Let's do it. Your
All right.
category for round number 2 is going to be Marvel films. Marvel. Question number 1 for you, Caleb, is in 2015's Fant Four Stick, what is the name of the parallel dimension from which they gain their powers?
PU, this movie.
The negative zone.
The negative zone is incorrect for a 2-point potential steal. Nazario, do you have it?
The Dark Zone.
The Dark Zone, also incorrect. The correct answer was Planet Zero, which is the number of points being given out to both competitors on this question. But doesn't mean the round's over. We got 4 more coming your way. Caleb, let's see if you can do a little better as we ask you another Marvel question. In 2002's Spider-Man, the Green Goblin forces Spider-Man to choose between saving Mary Jane and a group of children in which mode of transportation?
Repeat the question.
In 2002's Spider-Man, that's one repeat on the board, the Green Goblin forces Spider-Man to choose between saving Mary Jane and a group of children in which mode of transportation? We're looking for the vehicle. Couldn't quite get it on that last one and opened up the steal possibility, but Nazario not able to capitalize. Doesn't look like he's got this one off the top of his head either. We will see if he can pull this or if he needs a little more help.
School bus.
School bus is incorrect. We will go to Nazario. No multiple choice, but Nazario, you do have a chance to answer for 2 big points.
I'm having a thing with translation here because I think it's one of those box things that go with cables. Is it a gondola?
I'm going to need you to give a final answer, and then I will go ahead and tell you whether it's correct. I'll give you a couple more seconds. I do understand the confusion. We are looking for a ground vehicle. And we will need a final locked-in answer in approximately 5.
Let's say a tram. Final answer.
A tram is absolutely correct for 2 points. It's a steal, a tram car or a cable car. That is a big 2 points for Nazario. Makes his way up.
I kind of want to bring my manager in here and challenge something.
Manager
Okay,
has the
I want to challenge under the grounds that I think we should challenge under the grounds that
They added information in for him that was
Nazario
not given to
thinking
me.
of like more of a cable car, not a ground-based thing. Elk said it was a ground-based vehicle, which was not part of the question.
Which was not part of the question. So that's information
Well, I
that
think
was
we
not
need
given.
to challenge on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna challenge that.
You had a cable. Bosses don't have cable, Caleb.
All right, the challenge
I'm not
is
arguing
in,
there.
and it's coming directly at me, but that's okay, folks. We're all fair here at the Movie Trivia Face-Off, so we're going to take just a second. We're going to review the challenge and see what we come up with. We'll be right back. Face-Off Fanatics, we are back. A decision has been made in our judges' challenge. I was recused from this decision as I was involved in asking the question, and our panel of experts has decided to uphold the challenge due to the problems with the wording of the question and my delivery, although I think I did a perfect job out there, folks. And instead, what we're going to do is this. We will be reading our backup question in this category. However, because we were already in a 2-point steal situation, there will be no chance for Caleb to answer this question and no option to go to multiple choice. Nazario, your challenge will be upheld, and you alone will get a chance to steal 2 points on this brand new question. Nazario, the question is, in Days of Future Past, which president approves the Sentinel program?
Is it Richard Nixon?
It is Richard Nixon. 2 points will go up on the board for Nazario, maintaining that big steal. A little bit of an easy question, but that sometimes happens when you throw them out, and probably not going the way that Caleb wanted it to. But He's still tied. He's still very, very close. Only 2 points behind. He has 3 more questions in this round. Your third question, Kaleb.
Wait, I think I'm ahead, but you.
Yeah,
You
you
are
are
ahead.
14-12.
Okay.
In X-Men, The Last Stand, who delivers the cure to Magneto? I believe we might be looking for the word administers.
Oh, okay, I was like, who gives the cure to Magneto?
We are looking for the word administers.
Okay, cool. Just want to be sure.
5, 4, 3. Wolverine, incorrect. So we will go to Nazario for the 2-point steal.
Oh, what's her name?
5, 4, 3,
Is it Kitty Pryde?
2. It is Hank McCoy, who delivers the cure to Magneto, the Beast, not Shadowcat, not Kitty Pryde, not any of the other names she went by throughout her career. So that is no points stolen. Still a 2-point game and 2 questions remaining. Kaleb, your penultimate round 2 question. In Venom, what is the name of the symbiote that bonds with Carlton Drake?
Riot.
That is correct. That's 2 big points, and that is a tie game looking to take the lead going into round number 3. Closer than we thought it might be coming out of round number 2, but he can take the lead by a big 2 points right here. Your final question, Kaleb. In Blade, what is the name of the hematologist who helps Blade after being bitten by a vampire?
Multiple choice.
I can do that for you. Your multiple choice options are A, Kristen, B, Catherine, C, Karen, D, Camille.
Catherine.
Catherine, incorrect. We will go over to Nazario. 1 point potential steal on the board. Your options again are A, Kristen, B, Catherine, C, Karen, or D, Camille.
I think it's Karen.
And you think correctly. That is another point stolen, which means we are going to round number 3 with a 1-point lead for Mr. VHS. Wow, what a round marker.
Indeed. Despite all the controversy already, like, what are you doing to me here, Elk? You're causing problems already. Come on.
The Elk causes problems and brings the excitement. And of course, that early multiple choice answer. When I'm at the club, I definitely cling to the underside. But enough about me. Let's move on to round number 3 for both of our competitors. Gentlemen, the score as it stands right now, 15-14 in favor of Nazario. Looks like both competitors have 2 repeats and their challenge remaining on the board. And the rules for number 3 are as follows. In round number 3, each competitor will select 3 numbers ranging from 1 to... looks like 18 today. 1 to 18 is your range of numbers. These 3 numbers will correspond to various categories. In order, based on the numbers you selected, you'll be given a 2-point, then a 3-point, then a 5-point question. These questions are only for you. There is no stealing in this round, and the player who is currently trailing will always answer first. Nazario's questions will be coming from Mark, and Kaleb's questions will be coming from me. Nazario, you currently have a 1-point lead over your opponent. Please select 3 numbers.
6. You said 18?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Yeah, let's take 18 too. And 2.
6, 18, and 2. Kaleb, please give us your numbers.
13. 4, 7.
13, 4, and 7 for Kaleb, the King Koho. And Kaleb, I will be asking you your round 3 questions. As mentioned, you have, once again, quick reminder, 2 repeats in your challenge remaining. Trailing by 1 point, let's see if you can change things up and throw it back to your opponent with your 2-point question in category number 13. That category, Kaleb, is Star Wars.
Cool.
Your question for 2 points. Who cuts off Anakin Skywalker's arm in Attack of the Clones?
Count Dooku.
That is correct. 2 big points, puts him in the lead, throws it right back over to Nazario.
All right, Nazario, you chose category 6, which is the category of DC. All things DC. And your 2-point question is, who directed Batman Returns? 2 points, I said.
The great Tim Burton.
He was once upon a time. Yes, that's correct.
No, it's only fitting that Nazario gets a Tim Burton question.
All right, they are having fun, but it's all about to get deadly serious. Only a few questions left in this round, and this is as tight a game as you can hope for in round number 3. 1 point separating them as we go back over to Kaleb. Kaleb, your second question, 3 points on the board in category number 4, which is scores and soundtracks.
Nothing. Probably should pick that for the last one. All right.
Your scores and soundtracks question, 3 points. Kaleb, who scored 1986's Transformers the movie?
You said a bad language word.
Language.
You got the touch. I'm sorry, I'm just remembering 1986's Transformers the movie.
You got the power. We'll do
5,
this all day.
4, 3.
Repeat the question.
I can do that for you. Kaleb, your second repeat in use. The question is, who scored 1986's Transformers the movie?
Straining so hard for that answer.
And can he get it? We will potentially find out in 5, 4.
I think it's Bill Conti.
That is incorrect. We were looking for Vince DiCola. Vince DiCola.
The other Rocky composer.
We will stay here with you, Kaleb. If you get this, you will have a 4-point lead and throw it back to Nazario. If you miss, you will lose the match. Nazario will take that big W down. So it all comes down to this with 1 repeat remaining. Question in category number 7 for 5 big points. Kaleb, your category is Back to the Future.
Again! God dang it! Okay.
Seems fitting.
And
Okay.
for 5 big points, your question is, what day and month does Marty use the DeLorean to travel to in 1885 in Back to the Future Part 3? What day and month?
This movie is unfairly panned. I think it is quite wonderful. Perfect end to the trilogy.
You know why this sucks? I wrote this question for you in season 1, and I don't know if I'm going to remember it.
People need their opinions, but I think all the Back to the Futures are amazing. That said,
There you go.
comes down. He's got 1 repeat remaining, and he's got 5, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
And
Your
that'll do it.
final repeat on the board. Kaleb, this is your last chance. Once I finish speaking, you will have approximately 15 seconds. If you hit it, you throw it back to Nazario. If you miss, you will be eliminated. Your question is, what day and month does Marty use the DeLorean to travel to in 1885 in Back to the Future Part 3? You have 15 seconds now.
Elk, you like Huey Lewis in the news?
I'll just quote Bending Rodriguez and say everything in here is aged incredibly well except for Sports by Huey Lewis and the News.
I really think he came into his own commercially and artistically with that album.
I'm Now Afraid of You, and Kaleb has 5, 4.
This could be it, boys.
3.
September 4th.
And your winner,
Hell yeah!
Mr. VHS Nazario Montenegro.
It's
We were
September
looking
2nd,
for
man.
September 2nd. So close. 2 days off, 1 point away. Oh my goodness. Mark Kamier, look at this. Fought hard all the way through. An incredible back and forth, real defensive game in round number 2. And when it comes down to it, can't quite pull out that 5. If he did, we know that Nazario would have had to go to his 5. This was a crazy match. And wow, what a turn of events. Will it be different when they face off for that number 1 contendership in singles? Which one of them will be facing off against Jake Marignoni? Will they make a big splash in World War Geek? All I know is they put on a hell of a match for us today, and we're going to go ahead and talk with them a little bit more about it as we take it to your post-match interviews with, I believe, Ryan Caramel Mountain Pain. Let's throw it to him right now.
Wow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this was one hell of a match that we just had here, but we are with our second place finisher, Kaleb, the Mad King Koho, along with his manager, Kaleb Boatman. Look, Kaleb, Koho, don't want to make sure I confuse the both of you. Koho, you had a dominant round in the first round, nearly getting all 10 points, shyly missing that extra point for the first round, although nothing to, hold your head down about. But round two, wow, that proved to be the true wild card here. I mean, when you got to Marvel, did you think it was a better option, or maybe you would have thought you had a better choice if you had gotten that first slice?
Well, if you look at what I got for my 3-point for my 5-pointer, when Back to the Future comes up, there's a reason I ran the hell away from that. It's deep. It's full of information I don't really care about. I'm just happy that I got that close to the date. But if I had spun first, I got Pirates. I got easy 10. Clear 10 on Pirates of the Caribbean. So that's a bummer. I thought when he got Pirates, I was like, I got a chance if I get a good spin. Marvel came up, I felt pretty good. And then it's just, I guess I don't know as much about those movies as or at least think I did. Or at least this information that I needed to know in those situations, I didn't. So just didn't work out my way.
Let's look at round one. Koho got 10 points in round one. That's incredibly impressive.
Truly dominant.
I think at the end of the day, no disrespect to Nazario, he played a great game, but I think at the end of the day, Koho is the more well-rounded player. Koho just got really unlucky with the questions. I think that 3-pointer in scores of soundtracks was a very hard scores and soundtracks question. I think people don't really think about the animated Transformers movie too much, and I don't think Vince DiCala is very notable.
They said Transformers. I was getting ready to say David Arnold. I was literally gearing up to say David Arnold.
Yeah, but the moment in 1986, that kind of threw a loop. What also threw a loop was the challenge regarding the Spider-Man question. Now, unfortunately, we can't turn a blind eye to that, elephant in the room. It's clear that there was a bit of a mix-up when it came to the answer of the question. Look, of course, with every player, you have that kind of looking back at the moment. But in the moment when you were given the Spider-Man question, did you feel confident for a 2-pointer, or did you feel that maybe multiple choice would have been better to, lower the score going into the third round?
My whole strategy with that round was shoot big, because if I hit big, I hit big. If I miss, there's a really good chance that Nazario's going to miss because he didn't do really solid on Marvel in round one. And I just think that was a category that was not great for either of us. And so if I shot big, I could either hit big or no harm, no foul. And there were a couple situations where it went the other way. I shot big and he was able to capitalize. I shot on negative zone. I really thought it was negative zone. That's the thing it is in the comics, and I forgot that Fat Four Stick is.
Oh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?
Planet anything in the comics for Fat Four Stick, that's for sure.
Yeah. I was like, it's negative zone. Nope, Fat was freaking Planet Zero. But yeah, no. I think I did all right. I feel pretty good about my game. I'm a little bummed that it results in a loss, but I think it shows everyone here. If you look at round one, I'm not going anywhere. So.
Well, despite the loss here, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Boatman, but it's despite the loss, your round one performance, but at the same time, it shows that any competitor who's going to watch this, round two can change anyone's fortune. It doesn't matter how well you do in the first round. Round two is always something you got to look out for. And despite the misses, your strategy going forward, even though it may benefit Nazario, but it was still a strong strategy because Nazario could have missed any of those questions too. And just like before, we would have had a different story going into round three. But when you were going to talk before I interrupted you.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to bring up the challenge thing, which is I think sometimes people are afraid to challenge. And I think that's what Koho and me definitely are not. I think you always got to take what you can get, and I think with that one, like, there were multiple kind of things in there, and we were just like, okay, we gotta shoot our shot. In this case, it's just the replacement question was a bit easier than the actual challenge question, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But ultimately, Koho's going to be back. He is legitimately one of the best players in this division. He is going to be back. Mark my words. I think he's going to be playing for a title shot in the next time he can get the opportunity.
Speaking of title shots, you also are going to once again have another dance with Nazario for a number one contender shot for the singles championship against Jake. It's clear you are highly motivated this time when you return to face Nazario. Are you going to take the same strategy as you did for this Geek match?
Go ahead, Boat.
Yeah. We don't want to divulge our strategy too much because I think when it comes to single strategy, it's actually super duper important, more than Geek actually. But I will say is that we are going to be taking this very, very seriously. I think Koho is incredibly underrated. Nazario is also very good at singles, so we got to work very hard. But ultimately, I think we're going to out-strategize Nazario in this one. I don't want to give too much here, but I think Koho's going to be playing Jake Marangoni for that belt.
All right. We once again, ladies and gentlemen, want to say thank you to Kaleb Boatman and to Kaleb Koho. You guys are definitely going to have a lot more up your sleeve coming for the singles number one contendership, and I can't wait to look out for that one. And now we are going to move on to our winner of this Geek match, Nazario, Mr. VHS. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, your upset winner of the Geek match, Mr. VHS, Nazario, along with his manager, Mike. Nazario, you came back with a vengeance, and some people say it was the winds of fortune that kind of blew your way to win this match. And sometimes, part of me wants to try to break down this whole thing, but honestly, how are you feeling right now? Both of you, actually.
Yeah. When before, they talk about luck. He got basically opponent's choice in round 2, was able to tie it up, and then he took advantage of their strategy in round 2 and was able to take the lead going into round 3. I think he played it perfectly. He got round 2 category. He made it through that, and he came out with a lead, and that got him the win.
Sure.
I'm actually glad that they actually asked me, something actor related, director related in Pirates, so I could, defend myself for Hero. Because I gotta say, it's not like I'm gonna sell myself short here. I mean, I know my shit, but Geek is not my strong suit. I've always said it, and you can see every single Geek match I have played here or sometimes in other leagues. I just play because it's fun. And when you know a lot of movies, like when you play singles, some of the Geek stuff is floating up around there, so you can be like a little puncher on the fights. So I like to try, and sometimes things just roll your way. I wasn't thinking that was going to be the day today with that win, but it happened. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't supposed to win this one. I was supposed to win the other one.
Maybe that should be your mentality going into your matches. You don't think you're going to win, but then all of a sudden you come out on top. But round 2, I've already talked with Koho and Boatman regarding the challenge in round 2. Were you happy that challenge was issued, or would you have taken the answer that you had given for the Spider-Man question?
I think it's fair. I'm going to be straight up here. I think it was a fair challenge because definitely I don't really know the difference in the English word, because that's part of the problem here. I also fight a language barrier, if you say. I knew what kind of thing was, but we don't have this kind of thing here. We have buses and we have planes. We don't have trams, right? So I knew it was some kind of cable car. I just wasn't sure what was the right word for it. So I went with the only cable thing I knew, which was a gondola, which apparently is not the right thing. So I kind of knew what it was. I could have drawn it, but I just didn't know how to name it.
And I'm going to be honest with you, Nazario, even here in the States, there's constantly a language barrier among English itself. Like the cable car itself, it has different names in different states, honestly. Some people will call it a tram. Others will call it a sky gondola, and some people call it simply a cable car. And even then, there's 2 different cable cars. Like there's one one that's above the ground, and also a cable car like in San Francisco, which rolls along the street attached to a cable line. So that was very confusing, to be honest. And it would and the challenge did pay heavily well in your favor moving forward. And looking at round 3, man, the questions. I mean, if Koho had gotten that 5-pointer, we would have maybe had a different match. But the fact he came so close shows that when you face him again for a number 1 contender shot for the singles title, is it going to be more of a situation where you're going to maybe not overlook Koho, or it's just kind of you have this in the bag because you've already went to the big dance for the belt?
For this match, I did not study at all. I watched 9 Muppet movies in 3 days. And Muppets are not a category in Geek.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not.
If that worked out, I'm going to watch something that has nothing to do with singles, like deep. Maybe that kind of clears your brain or something, and you can get some of the things you need.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Mike, what are you thinking? Like deep horror, like deep 80s horror dive? Like the whole Friday the 13th series or something?
I think that's a good idea.
Because you're watching so much crap that it's just going to reboot your brain.
Yeah. So, and actually that's another thing that I think it worked out. I was not stressed at all because I assumed I was going to lose. So I just took it like really light and let it flow. And here we are. I'm undefeated on this thing.
That is true. That is true. That's anybody watching this right now. Mr. VHS has beaten 2 strong Geek players, and he is undefeated. So if you do find yourself across the board from this man, do not take him lightly. Do not pay attention to the stats. Don't pay attention to past matches. He plays it all one game at a time, and it has paid dividends for him here, and it might pay, and it may pay dividends for him again in the future, having a 2-0 streak against Koho. That's possibly. Any last words you guys want to say to any potential, like who you guys going to play next moving forward in Geek, or your hopes, maybe your hopes and like your goals for the World War Geek coming up?
First thing, Mike, wear your shirt next time.
Yes.
We have to be branded. Come on. I don't think I'll get another match before World War Geek, and I'm actually kind of excited for that because, yeah, he got 10 in round 1, but I got 7. So, like I said, I'm good at overall stuff, like general knowledge things, and I figure they have to throw a lot of 1-pointers for that kind of match because basically it's a free for all. So yes. I don't think they're gonna go with like who scored 1986 Transformers with it. So if I can get 3 or 4 in every round,
right. And I've just received a bit of a message. After this victory, you are now number 6 ranked in Geek. You are definitely within the top 10, just shy of number 5. So that is a lot of confidence going forward. But ladies and gentlemen, our winner of this match, Nazario, his manager. What?
I knew it all along. I was going to be ranked 6 after this match.
Well, the confidence is clearly showing here. We are going to take it back to the desk with Mark Meyer and with the Elk.
All right. They had a lot to say in those interviews, and in the end, it comes down to a few simple things. But what it really comes down to is getting that big victory under your belt on your score sheet. And Nazario Montenegro, your big winner today, he proves no matter where you are, if you got somewhere you want to be, you can get there a lot of different ways, whether it's planes, trains, automobiles, even a humble tram, or if you're watching the movies Nazario is watching, you might just want to waka all the way there. He does come down with the victory today against Kaleb Koho, both incredible competitors. I can't wait to see these guys coming up in singles, in Geek. These are 2 guys, no matter when you end up on the desk across from them, you know you're going to have a fight in your way, and I just love it when these 2 come up and get in each other's faces. Gonna happen again, singles competition for the number 1 contendership. Who's gonna come out on top in that? They've got a lot to look forward to coming ahead, and Kaleb Koho coming in here today, he shot a big shot, but even when you got an arsenal like Kaleb Koho, if you're gonna shoot, you best not miss. Proving it today, the big win for Nazario Montenegro. Mark, any thoughts?
I think the unsung hero of this match is really the nearly forgotten modern establishment of Blockbuster Video, because what better place to go and rent a movie like Back to the Future Part 3 and rewatch it over and over and over again because it fills your heart with joy. Something, well, unfortunately, Kaleb Koho was much too young to do. He doesn't know what that's all about. And maybe he should pay more attention to the questions he's writing for his other people, and maybe that knowledge will sink in. As he mentioned, he wrote that question before, couldn't do it, could not pull it off. This is a victory for Nazario, and a very well earned. He was falling behind in that first round. Kaleb looked like he was unstoppable, but as it goes, it ain't over till it's over. I think Leonard Kravitz once said that, I believe. Elk, all in all, a fantastic match. Can't wait to see these guys do this again, because they are going to go at it once again in the singles division, something both of them are a little bit more comfortable with doing, and maybe we'll get something just like this. Maybe it works out the other way. Maybe it goes all the way to sudden death. I wouldn't be shocked for either one of it. But Elk, if you'll allow me just a quick second, I noticed we had someone doing the post-match interviews here, Mr. Caramel Chocolate Mountain, whatever he wants to call himself. Yes, I heard what you said, Ryan, in your Geek Center, your little, well, when you were allowed to talk, and your Alex Mack or whatever 90s Nickelodeon show she wants to call herself, when she allowed you to speak, you called me out. I heard you. You called out basically the whole league, but you specifically said my name. And to your credit, you said it correctly. So for that, I thank you. However, anytime you want to go one-on-one, buddy, the Maniac is always happy to oblige. I've been itching for another match in the MTFO anyway. So what do you say? What do you say we make that happen? Elk, you talk to the powers that be. It's time for, there he is. Of course. Yeah. Of course you're still here, because you don't have your little manager to tell you where to go. That's the beauty of the League of Shadows. We don't need managers. We are a league of our own. And you just, here you are. You didn't know, she can't give you the direction of where to go. But yes, as I said, I'll take you on anytime you want. Anytime.
I definitely look forward to that, Mark. And yeah, I called you out. I mean, I see you as a good player, but I mainly called you out because of your sense of loyalty. Now, look, your feelings to Scribs, I like everyone else, I don't know the full story going on beyond that. But you could have had at least the decency to part ways amicably with Scribs. Yes, I got myself a manager. I got myself a team to back myself up in this league. And you definitely had the same idea with the Fraction, although you decided to trade up with a bunch of men who prefer hiding in the dark and just, I don't know, skulking around like a bunch of creeps in a John Waters video. Look, I definitely do want to play you. Maybe sometime after World War Geek, or hell, let's get the powers to be, have both of us play in a singles match and see exactly how well we are. I can't speak for it.
What we do in the dark is watch movies. And we watch movies. We learn them. We retain them. That is what we do in the dark. And if we want to do this before World War Geek, happy to do so. Let's do that. What do you say, Elk? You can make this happen, can't you? You're the man that can get things done. Let's make this happen. Let's meet me and the Caramel Mountain. Finally, let's get this done. What do you say?
Well, that is a very interesting proposition. The Maniac versus the Caramel Mountain. That is an exciting matchup. And I got to say, guys, all other things aside, I would definitely look forward to that match. And as you face-off fans out there know, right now there's a nice, big, juicy job opening here in the MTFO. That singles commissioner spot still available. I've got my application in, so the rest of you may as well back the hell off. And as soon as that goes through, Mark, your match will be the first thing on my desk. But until that time, we'll have to go to the powers that be and find out, will the Maniac face off against the Caramel Mountain? We'll have that answer for you real soon, folks. And as soon as we have a brand new commissioner in place, we will see if the Maniac faces off against Caramel Mountain. That is a match that I personally want to see happen. I'll book that. Hell, I'll call that right now. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but so many exciting things coming up. There's that potential matchup. We've got our competitors today, Kaleb and Nazario, looking to go head-to-head once again for an even bigger prize, that #1 contendership, that shot at the Maestro on top of the mountain. Will they be the next champions here in this league? we will see. World War Geek could also spell some exciting things. Who's going to be the commish? Who's going to come out of those big matches with the big victories? And will these two men sitting next to me be facing off anytime soon? Stay tuned for all that and more from us here at the Movie Trivia Face-Off, fans. Blockbuster Video may be closed, but if you need something to watch on Friday night, we're here and we're making sure you have a good time. Don't forget as well to check out the Schmodown on schmodown.com and at the Schmodown Live, and of course at patreon.com/schmodown. If you like the Movie Trivia Face-Off and you don't know what the Schmodown is, first, I'll thank you. And second, I'll say, check out the Schmodown. You are going to love it. That's why we are all here, including all those hardworking people backstage. We've got your question writers, your editors, everybody who you'd never see on screen, unlike my beautiful face. So remember to give them a big thank you and say that you love what we're doing here at the Movie Trivia Face-Off. Put a like on the video, subscribe, comment. We love to see your engagement. We love to have you here to join us, and we're going to love to have you back because I'll see you next time we face off.